Hey y'all, it's Natalie, and it's time for another acrylic stash bust with my friends Nicole, Jennifer, and Jessica. I am scrapbooking this really creepy photo of my son in his costume from last year. I'm not gonna lie, we were trick-or-treating, and this guy with like a nice camera was like, "Oh, you look so cool. Can you stand in this light and let me take your picture?" And of course, he had a mask on, so I didn't really mind. And then I was like, "Wait, that is a cool picture." So I totally took the guy's idea and took one with my own camera so I could scrapbook it. So I've just pulled out so many papers from my stash, but the colors, it comes across a little bit of orange on here, but in actuality, it's really red. The light comes across as pretty red. So I decided the best way to combat that, especially with my Halloween stash mostly being orange, is I'm going to do a black and white page. So I've pulled out these papers and I'm going through them to decide, but I do go with a 9x12 page just because there's not much of a story to the photo or anything, and I have quite a few Halloween pictures going on from this year, so I decided to go for a little bit of a smaller layout, also just kind of like switch it up. So I cut down that paper. I think that's a really old My Mind's Eye, and then I'm going to go in with this black and white skull and then a stripe and then that spider web. So you can see the stripe one is not exactly 12 inches. So it actually gives me an idea to kind of do a little bit of a stair step with my torn edges. So I'm going to let you watch me tear some edges here, and then I'll kind of talk about the acrylic bit. So, okay, this is acrylic stash bust. The idea was, let's bust through our stash of acrylic because all the girls have a lot of acrylic. I think most of them are on teams that have acrylics pieces. And I do have some acrylic to go through, but I don't have any Halloween acrylic. And I wanted to scrap this photo and use the stash that's been sitting on my desk. So I am actually going to use the Minte chippies and kind of do a little cheat today, but they're used the same as an acrylic piece probably would be. So, and it's my scrapbook channel. I can do what I want. So that's what we're doing today. So there you can kind of see the stair steps of the pattern paper. I left a little bit of white to give the eye a place to rest. And I have my awesome favorite American Crafts little enamel thicker kind of things. So I'm trying to figure out where I want them to go. I wanted to say spooky, creepy, yikes, because he totally is spooky and creepy in that outfit. I loved the idea of using these Minte chippies as also because the pumpkin looks very similar to his pumpkin mask. It's got the mean eyes and the creepy mouth. So that's kind of my other reason for using this instead of acrylic. So I kind of pulled off the stem a little bit there, so you just were seeing me glue it back on. They're very delicate, the chippies. And then I pulled out a scary ghost. That one looks kind of Scooby-Doo-ish to me, which can we talk about? Is there like a new Scooby-Doo movie coming out or something? Because Scooby-Doo has been such a costume this year. I've known so many people to be Scooby-Doo and characters from Scooby-Doo this year. And I'm like, what's going on? And another little ghost is another I chose. So I'm showing you, I'm using the black Twinkle glitter embossing powder from Wow Embossing, and it matches my nails. That's why I was twinkling my fingers at you. It's my Halloween nails. So I'm going to just ink up these Minte chippies on the Wow embossing pad. Just kind of punch them down there, get them nice and saturated, and then sprinkle that glitter embossing powder on top of them and heat set it. Now, when you see me sprinkle here, you'll see that I did not fully get the pumpkin covered. I do typically, not always, but most of the time, do 2 coats of embossing powder at least, if not 3. So I would have done another coat anyway, but I definitely have to because you can see he's not fully coated. And that's fine. I just missed some spots when I was pushing it down. So I've zoomed in a little bit so you can see the melty goodness, because it is so satisfying to see the glitter and the embossing powder melt. And I just love it because I love glitter so much, and it's just a great way to use it and it not go all crazy in your scrapbook. Like once I put my pages in a page protector, the glitter will stay where it's meant to be instead of falling down in the page protector. So there I am doing the second coat of the Minte chippies, and you will see that they cure up very beautifully, and they will offer a fun, sparkly, shiny embellishment to my scrapbook page. I will link down below to my other friends who are playing along today. Some of them have YouTube videos. Some of them are just sharing layouts on Instagram, but they're all super inspiring, and I always love to see what they come up with their acrylic pieces. My husband actually got an X-Tool machine for Christmas last year, and I've been no, that's not right. I've been meaning to try to learn how to use it, and I just haven't. I haven't made the time this year, and so I'm really hoping that soon I will be able to kind of get in there and kind of mess around with it and play with it and make my own acrylic bits. I also need some inspiration of what I want to make because, I don't know, I just haven't really thought of anything that I need to make. Maybe something to do with Wally and my boys and like some what's the word? Some personalized items like with their names on it. I think that would be cool. So I am just attaching the strips of paper to one another and making sure that they peek out like I like them. And then I'll stick them down to the white sheet. I do kind of fluff them up. So I didn't like attach them right at the edge, right? Because I normally like to give dimension. But after I fluffed them up, I realized that's exactly where I need to put all my embellishments and my titles and everything like that. So I end up kind of smushing them down again, even after I fluffed them up. But that's okay. I just love texture. Oh, I also wanted to add a little bit of mixed media. So I'm using some smoked, what's it called? Hickory smoke is that gray color, and it's a distress oxide spray. And then the other one is a mica spray, and that's what I'm putting there. And I'm just dripping it, and it's like a pewter, and that one has like sparkle in it. So I did allow dry time. I just kind of cut it out. So it is dry, and now I've stuck down the photo, and I'm really glad I went with the black and white. I'm loving it and how it allows the photo to just like pop and nothing clashes, and I'm into it. So, I stuck down the pumpkin piece because it's the biggest piece, and I wanted to make sure that it had a place to go, and that was like a little bit of negative space to overlap it on the photo. And then I'm going to stick down my title next, and then kind of arrange the ghost. So then I like went into my little envelope. I had like a 12 by 12 envelope with all my papers and some stickers, and I was just pulling out a few things to kind of layer up on the page. And so that was a pumpkin, like a pumpkin head riding a bike, and it said something about like the wicked this way comes, or whatever it says. So I was like, well, let's layer some stuff along the bottom. So I pulled out a tombstone, that was gray, and then I pulled out the eyeballs, that was black and white, and I'm just kind of clustering a few things in a like visual triangle. Y'all, I then realized, oh my gosh, I have an entire box of Halloween supplies that I haven't even delved into this year. I had totally forgotten about it, and they're all the fun, cute embellishments, like the tiny stickers and things like that, die cuts. And so I went and grabbed that box, because don't we all just have a box of Halloween stuff sitting around that we forgot? I wanted to add this little skeleton up there. That's from, what is it, Photo Play? No. Yeah, Photo Play. But it didn't stick down really well, so that's why I'm setting my stamping bug on it after I added some Nuvo adhesive. They're like foam. They're like a weird texture, so it was not sticking down well. But it will eventually. And so I'm just clustering things up here along the bottom, and you can see I have that visual triangle. You know, you can find the 3 points, and they draw attention to the photo in the middle. So we're almost done. I'm going to put my affiliate links down below. If you have any questions, let me know, but you can click on those if you want to go shopping. I'd love it if you like and subscribe. Make sure to check out my girls down below and see what inspo they have for you today. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a happy and safe Halloween. Bye, y'all.